Welcome to an enlightened hour of interactive talk. This is Guided Spirit Conversations with host Marla Goldberg. In this program, we spotlight guests from all over the globe who have helped others change their lives and will provide you with the tips, tools, and techniques that you need to help you make a difference in your own life. Now, here is Marla Goldberg.
Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday and happy beginning of fall. It's amazing. It just turns to September 21st and the temperature just drops. Even down here in North Carolina, it was 56 degrees this morning. So I hope you have your sweaters and all that beautiful fall clothing ready for you. Today, I'm really happy to have back Jill Kempner. Jill has served as a massage therapist and yoga teacher for 20 years before evolving into an angel professional. The focus of Jill's work as an angel professional is to help you heal your pain in your body by relaxing, releasing, receiving love from your angels. Jill is the author of the debut book, which is coming out this November, which is called Receiving from Your Angels, 4 Practices to Heal Your Pain with Angel Love. And angels have a lot of love, don't they, Jill? Welcome back.
Oh, yes. Hello. Thank you so much, Marla. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
I'm so happy to have you. And you finally got the book ready and it's going to be launched in November. How exciting is that?
So exciting.
Because I know when the last time you were on, we were talking about, and you go, yeah, it's getting close. And
yes.
So, and I know the process, it's like birthing a baby.
That's exactly it. Yeah. So I'm really truthfully still pregnant with it, right? There's still, once it,
the head is dropping.
November, yeah. So it's a tender, it's a tender time, if you think about it as a pregnancy, but it's also really, really sacred and really beautiful. So I feel blessed, and, shout out to my publisher, Inspire Bites Omni Media, IOM. They are amazing and supportive and organized and making me a better writer. So I'm just really, really grateful and really excited.
Oh, that's great. Then, IOM, you've got a great client here. So that I know. So let's talk about you as being as an angel professional, because you use a different term than what traditional angel workers do, what they use. So in your perception, or how you would explain yourself, explain what an angel professional is and does.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, first, as Marla said, and many of you know, I was a massage therapist and a yoga teacher for 20 years. So that really was such a foundation, right? The medicine, the energy that I cultivated, everything I learned, all of that experience, right, is part of the medicine that I bring now to being an angel professional. Truthfully, right now, I'm a coach, right? I'm an angel coach. And what I help you do is really open up those channels to hearing your angels, to receiving their love, their healing, their compassion for you. And it's all done through your body, through, right? Pain as a portal, right? So that pain, that issue in the tissue is where you can receive love from your angels. And so I guide my clients and my students to really slow down and make space in their hearts, make space in their bodies, make space in their energy body to receive their angels' love. And we use meditation, energy work, and oracle cards as a way of deepening your connection.
But what if you really don't have pain? What if you just want to connect with your angels? Because our angels, with our request of, when we ask them for help, they can intervene on so many levels, emotionally, spiritually, manifesting. So how do you work in that regard?
Well, I'm glad that you asked that, Marla. I will be honest, it's really important for me to help people to transform pain. Now, if you are the fortunate one who does not have physical pain and does not have emotional pain, namaste, email me. I want to talk to you.
And email you where?
Oh, allangelsjill444@gmail.com, or you can go to my website, jillkempnerhealing.com. Reach out to me. I want to talk to you. I want to know some of your secrets. But absolutely anyone and everyone can connect with the angels, right? Everyone has angels, Marla. Everybody has a team of angels around them. And just as you said when we were opening, they love you unconditionally, right? They love you exactly the way you are right now, right? They don't need you to change. They don't need you to be different. They don't need you to be better.
Right.
So they love you exactly the way you are right now. And if you're not in pain, absolutely. It just makes it easier to connect with your angels, right? Because pain, although it's a portal, right? It slows the flow of your angels' love. And it can be that opening that helps you connect with your angels. So I think, there is a lot of pain in the world there, both physically and emotionally. So I love that. Although there's many ways to connect with the angels, part of my medicine is helping you understand the angelic perspective of pain.
I love that. What is the angelic perspective of pain?
So, I talk about pain as a portal. We were trying to create a title, right, for this podcast. And I was like, that was such if I had one message from my book, and if I had to pick one sentence, which is really hard because it's going to be over 200 pages, it would be pain is a portal, right? And it's actually evolved, to pain is a portal for more joy. Pain is a portal to receive more love from your angels. But from the angelic perspective, pain is a teacher. So your pain, whether that pain is physical or emotional pain, it is here to teach you a lesson, right? It's all about learning the lesson, right? Pain is, it's that portal, it's that opening that allows you to receive love from your angels. Pain is a part of you. This helped me so much, Marla, when I was experiencing the different pains that I've experienced, from tearing my knee and tearing my shoulder, is to understand that it was a part of me, because pain can get so loud, right? That it takes over our whole consciousness, right? Oh, yeah. Sometimes when pain is like, I'm in pain, I'm in pain, I'm in pain. And if you can slow that down and really understand that it's just a part of you, right? Your soul is whole, right? But there's a part of you that's in pain. It can create space, which allows your angels' love to flow in. So pain is not a punishment. Pain is not bad karma, right? Or a penance. And pain isn't something to kill, deny, numb, dismiss, right? The human tendency with pain is to get rid of it.
Right.
And so here's the angels coming in with it's 11:11 right now as I say that here. It's coming in pain is a portal. So instead of having to deny or suppress or numb the pain, you can actually open up that pain, right? Have the courage to look at that pain through the eyes of your angels.
Which is amazing. And pain is also, you call it a portal. You can also call it, there's so many lessons and gifts and opportunities in pain. And that is part of the portal concept. Because the portal, if you look at it as a big tube, I'll just use that's what's popping in my third eye right now. And, so it's a way of getting from A to B, shoop down in there. And yes, there's so much in there, in that portal, that's so rich for you to grow and learn with.
I'm so glad you said that, because that's the other piece that, whatever you resist persists, right? Whatever spiritual law, right? Whatever you resist persists. And once you learn the lesson, right? The whole point of why I wrote my book, right, is so that you understand that your pain is teaching you that there's a lesson, there's a blessing, there is even medicine, right? There's a gift, there's a miracle in that pain, right? When we see it through the eyes of our angels, when we see it through the eyes of love.
It's so true. And now I want to make sure that people don't do self-fulfilled prophecies by bringing things to them that they don't have and don't need to have. But if you do have it, well, because people might go like, oh, do I need pain to expand? Do I need pain to grow and learn? And the point is that this is to take what you have and help you to release it and also feel the love of the angels, the guidance of the angels, and the miracles of the angels. Am I incorrect with this?
No, you're absolutely right. Absolutely 100%. And I want to say, you know, I'm here to help transform pain.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that's the only way to connect with the angels, right? Like, absolutely, you can connect with the angels when you feel good, when you feel soulful, when you feel connected. But the truth is, we're human and we're experiencing pain. The people I'm here to serve are earth angels. We are highly sensitive, highly intuitive souls who are feeling not only our own personal pain and trauma, but the pain of the world, right? So let's be honest, pain is a thing. And I'm here to bring in natural pain relief, alternative medicine, cutting edge energy medicine that you can heal your pain. And I'm talking about heal in the sense of transforming it, alchemizing it into wisdom. So I'm here to help those people who are experiencing pain, to know that there's a purpose in that. There's a purpose in your pain, right? That pain is a portal for your angels to access you. It's not the only way, but it is a way.
And it's important to realize that and it doesn't have to be a permanent pain. It could be something that's highly temporary.
Exactly.
You know, and it's also, I want to just bring this up because I want to make sure it's mentioned that when you ask your angels for help, guidance, whatever it might be, please remember to show them gratitude. They need gratitude the way we need gratitude. And it's only respecting them and honoring them is in giving back with gratitude. Would you disagree or agree with that?
I 100% agree. I write a whole section in my book in the Release and Lead with Your Heart section of practice that it's interesting. The gratitude is actually for us, right? We extend that gratitude, and what it does is it opens our heart. And your heart is the gateway to your angel's love, right? The heart is an alchemical space. It's a space of transformation. It's a space of miracles. And when you say thank you, I mean, my always say thank you, angels.
Yes.
Even with the mic thing, I was like, okay, it's all divine, and it'll all work out. And it's like, okay, thank you, angels. So you always absolutely say thank you for the biggest things, the small. I mean, you can ask your angels for help with anything. Again, my book is focused on healing the body, honoring the wisdom of the body, cherishing your body. And that's my medicine, right? I mean, for 20 years, I was helping people heal pain. So that's my medicine through relaxation.
And yes, and it's so amazing. So let's talk about the book. It's coming out in November. The name again is Receiving from Your Angels, 4 Practices to Heal Your Pain with Angel Love. So you have 4 practices. What are the 4 practices?
So I'm so excited about this book because there's going to be so much medicine that is a part of this. And so there's actually 3 sections of the book. The first section is Angels 101. So it's all about, teaching you like, who are the angels, how to connect with them, why you want to connect with them, right? Why you want to receive love from your angels, because that's my medicine, right? Like, I'm here to help you get to your next level of receiving love from your angels, right? To heal pain, to heal your body, to love yourself more, which I know is a big part of your medicine. Yeah. And then section number 2 is the energy body, which lights me up. We could do a whole nother call just about the energy body, you and me. We could chat about that because I love it so much. It's all about the different layers of your energy body, which helps you to understand your physical body more, to take care of actually, that's how we take care of our physical body is through our energy body. One of the ways. And then I dive into the practices, and there's 4 practices, as you mentioned. Renew your devotion, which is all about your commitment, right? Your devotion to receiving love from your angels. And we break that sacred promise every day, sometimes every hour. And then we redevote. So it's all about how to devote and redevote, and your daily devotional practice, which is like your morning meditation practice.
Right.
And practice number 2 is relax and cherish your body, which is all about the levels of relaxation, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual relaxation. The 3rd practice is release and lead with your heart, which is, I would say, it's the most vulnerable. It's such, I mean, it's a vulnerable story that I share. So in each of the practices, I share a story. Then there's a teaching. Then there's the steps of the practice. Like, okay, well, how do I do this, right? Like, it sounds so great. Well, how?
Right.
So I give the why, I give the how, right? The step by step. And I include the archangels in those steps, which I'm really excited about. Beautiful prayers and connections to the archangels. And release and lead with your heart is all about syncing your heart and mind. Allowing your thinking mind to be in tune and really to let your heart lead, right? To let your intuitive, wise, loving heart lead. And the releasing process, it's such a tender process and so vulnerable. So I feel like that's like the most courageous practice out of all of them is the willingness to release that pain, that hurt, that whatever it is, the shame, the trauma, knowing that you're going to receive love from your angels. And then the 4th practice is receive and trust your intuition. So we've got all the key components of how to take your receiving to the next level. And we have to be honest, we need to become better receivers.
Well, I agree with that totally, because many of us are so caught up in our human lives and in our minds that we don't receive because we're cluttered. It's like going into a hoarder's room, and you have to move the clutter out of the way to receive.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And the clutter in my book, right, is pain, right? Physical or emotional pain. And, I think this is the right time. Okay, I was going to say, I'm going to tell the story on the other end because I'm watching.
Okay.
But I do have a story about that. But yeah, we're here the angels are here, they love you unconditionally. They're here to take your pain and turn it into peace, to take your pain and turn it into joy. And really those life experiences, right? Those life experiences that you've had, that's where the medicine is. That's where the gift, the miracle, the blessing is.
Right. So what came to me is, it's like the angels make your, pain is water, and they make it into wine, not literally, obviously, but it's a metaphor for, like you said, alchemizing it, changing it to something better, and so you don't have to carry this around with you anymore.
Exactly. And it's all about, just as you said, learning the lesson. There is a lesson in that pain. And that has always given me peace to know that whatever pain or initiation or challenge I'm going through, if I learn that lesson, right, I don't have to repeat that pattern.
Exactly. Get rid of it so you don't have to come back again with it. We need to take a quick break. Please stay tuned. We'll be back with angel professional Jill Kempner.
Okay, great job. We're all clear.
Thank you. There you go.
Yeah, that was great.
It's a conversation, and it's just like I want to know these things as much as the listening audience does.
Awesome.
Where your perspectives and where you come from and how you feel about things. And so I don't mean to sound, if I came off as a little bit not controversial, but asking sort of going sideways a little bit. It's because
it's great.
These questions.
It's funny because the other day, my coach, I was like, pain is a portal, there's this, I know there's medicine there, and she's like, yes, and you, Jill, don't have to be in pain to help your clients, to help your students anymore, right? Like so that's kind of what you were saying. And that was a validation of that divine guidance that I received. I don't have to be in pain to help others, right? As pain is a portal. And it's okay if every time I go into pain, whether it's, a headache or a little shoulder ache or my knee starts hurting again,
or even dealing with personal things that you're dealing with.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not as, I used to be afraid of pain. And that's something I want to talk about on the other end when we come back with the Voice America. I used to be afraid. I didn't it's funny. Part of my job was to help people heal pain, but I didn't realize how terrified I was of pain.
And why is that? And then you get terrified of pain because the fact that, A, it doesn't feel good. And you're socialized early on that, you don't want to deal with anything that doesn't feel good. So people do everything they can to avoid feeling anything that isn't what they would perceive as pleasant, happy, joyful. And that's where the numbing comes from. That's where alcoholism comes from. That's where drug abuse comes from. They don't want to face what's going on. And they don't want to take responsibility either. I'm not saying everybody. I'm just saying there are people out there, because of how they're conditioned, that they don't want to take responsibility for their pain, to deal with it and clear it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry to jump in. We are coming back.
Perfect. Real quick, it's like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, right? She has all the information right inside of her. She doesn't have to go outside for it, even though she keeps looking.
You are listening to Guided Spirit Conversations. To reach Marla Goldberg or her guest today, you're invited to call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. If you'd rather send an email, the address is guidedspiritconversations@gmail.com. Now, back to this week's program.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for sticking around. If you're just tuning in, I'm with angel professional Jill Kempner. And Jill and I are talking about her new debut book that's coming out this November called Receiving from Your Angels, 4 Practices to Heal Your Pain with Angel Love. Welcome back, Jill.
Thank you.
I'm so glad to have you back. And I'm loving this conversation because we were talking on the break. If you're on Facebook, you've seen this. If you're listening to the audio, we were talking about pain, and you don't need to be in pain to teach how to get out of pain. But people are so conditioned to try to avoid pain, because pain does not normally feel good, but there is that good pain. That's a different conversation. It feels so good. It hurts so good. But people are so conditioned to run away from it instead of dealing with it. And so come back on with me, Jill, and let's talk about that piece of pain.
Yeah, it was interesting because when I was reflecting on, what story the angels wanted me to share, I was hemming and hawing, and I didn't have clarity. It was so interesting because usually I have a lot of clarity, and I was like, why am I not hearing this? And then it landed, and I was like, oh, it's this story. Once it landed, there was just this. So anyway, let me share the story with you.
Okay.
So in my book, practice number 2, it's relax and cherish your body. And that's the practice. And the story that I share is about tearing my ACL. And so I was at the park it was a sunny afternoon in April in 2015. And I'm at the park with my son and his cousins, my nephews. And I'm on the phone with my kids are playing and having fun. And I'm on the phone with my husband. And I see my youngest nephew, who's just about 2, getting further and further away from the adults. And I see him with my eyes. So I kind of zeroed in on him, and I'm talking to my husband, and I hear the angels say, so let me pause for a second. So, I was running after my nephew. I tore my ACL. I had my eyes on him, and I was watching him, and I heard the angels say, start walking towards your nephew. And I did not listen to that directive. There's more about that story. I did not listen to that directive, and I just kept watching him. And then I looked to see, like, where's mom? So I look at mom, and then we both looked at each other, and I just started running. And so I start running after my nephew. He's getting closer and closer to the street. And as I get there, I sort of shield him from running into the street, and I twist my knee and I tear my ACL.
Ouch.
Yeah.
It does not feel good.
And as you can imagine, that was like a whole, there were a lot of layers to that, which I've worked through many of those layers. And of course, he was fine. It's actually his mom grabbed him at the last minute. It was a team effort. Took one for the team. So behind the scenes, though, Marla, because I think this is so important, and what I talk about in my book is behind the scenes, I was really stressed. I had a stressed part. I had a worried part. I had this really strong desire to be a spiritual teacher. I wanted to be a spiritual teacher. I wanted to be a spiritual leader, but I couldn't see how that was happening. Like, it felt like it was happening, but I didn't know. Like, I knew there was kind of like a leap of faith that was coming, but basically my managers, I was an ego. Mm-hmm. So although I believed in angels and I believed in my soul, I didn't have a strong connection. And so I went, in that moment in the park, I was stressed. Like, I had a stressed part, I had a worried part. So when I got that divine directive, which was I can still hear the archangels talk. I can still hear Archangel Metatron say, start walking toward your nephew. He actually used his name in the directive. And I was I had so many stressed parts. I doubted it. I doubted that intuition. I didn't listen to that intuition. And of course, it led to ACL tear. I needed to have reconstructive surgery on my ACL. So I ended up having surgery. It was my first surgery ever. And, it was during that time, which of course was, and here's another part that angels wanted me to say. I didn't realize how afraid I was to get hurt, how afraid I was of pain. I mean, like I was saying, I was, a massage therapist, a yoga teacher. I was helping people with pain all the time, but I was so afraid of something happening to me. And then of course it did.
Self-fulfilled prophecy, maybe?
I talk about that in my book, but during the recovery, when all I could do was relax, I was like, okay, all I can do is relax. I guess I just better relax. I started hearing my angels. When I would meditate and relax and just allow, I started to receive intuitions, divine guidances, healing. And I was like, there's something really cool going on here. And I didn't realize the power of relaxation. In my book, I talk about, relaxation is the gateway to angelic pain relief. And this whole practice talks about, the levels of relaxation and here's something the angel said that was really cool. So why relaxation? Which I became sort of a master. I was already a master at helping other people relax. But what I wasn't doing, the angels are like, now it's time for you, was to give myself that gift of relaxation. And, what the angels were saying, because I wrote it down because they really wanted me to say this. What they've been showing me is like relaxation, right? Like full relaxation, true, and not numbing, not escaping, not sleep. Okay. Conscious relaxation is the state and the vibration that the angels are in. So that's why they want us to relax our body, our mind, our heart, our soul, so that we can enter into that angelic vibration. Is that cool?
That's very cool. I could just imagine, woosah, I'm just like so relaxed, and now you're like in the angel's den, so to speak. Instead of the devil's den, it's the angel's den.
The angel's den.
Yeah, it's just so funny. So you had another story, though. Is that the story you wanted to? Because before we went on break, you were talking about another story you wanted to share.
Yeah, that was the story about tearing my ACL and how pain that I was so afraid, whatever you resist persists, right? I was so afraid of falling, of getting hurt. Like I was so afraid of getting hurt, and I had this fear of pain, which was not serving me, because your pain that now the angels are teaching, like the pain is a portal, your pain is a teacher, your pain is a part, right? It's not all of who you are, and there's medicine in that pain. So that whole, and the other thing that I learned that was really interesting and fascinating was I got like a whole experience of the issues in the tissues. Right? Because when I when I was in recovery from the surgery, it was before, so recovery was actually a two-part thing. I actually rehabbed my knee with it torn, then had surgery, then rehabbed my knee again. So it was actually a long process. Yeah, it was a long process. And what I found was I was so emotional. That tearing my knee, like, the opening brought all of this resentment. Oh, I couldn't believe how much resentment I had suppressed. It brought up resentment. It brought up fear. I mean, so many fear, right? Because I was afraid, like, I didn't know what leaving massage would do. I didn't know what leaving my massage career, where I was going, what it looked like, right? It was scary.
And energetically, sorry to interrupt, but energetically, when you hurt your knee or anything that helps you project you forward, you're stopping your projection. So you have to go, oh, why is it that I need to sit back and relax and stop moving forward? Because sometimes when you just keep trying to move forward and move forward and move forward, you it's like being a hamster on a wheel. So this made you, and what I'm hearing is this got you to stop and really refocus yourself.
That's, what, I'm so glad that you said that, Marla, because you're like reading my mind, and I love that. It was exactly what I was saying before. My managers were running the show. My soul was not leading. When all of that happened, when all of that unfolded with my knee, like I said, I was stressed. I was worried. I was pushing the river, and my soul was like, and my soul had been telling me, slow down. Take time to relax. Before this happened, it was like reflection on it, and I was like, my soul had been telling me to take it slower, to listen more, to pause. And so this became like this is a nice way of thinking of it. The ACL surgery and recovery and became a really long sacred pause for me, that exactly what you said refocused me. And because I knew my massage career was eventually going to be ending, and I needed to take those leaps of faith into what is my new career going to look like now? And of course, it was many years and many fears that got me here. As writing my book, sharing my medicine, being an angel coach, an angel professional, and it was that that I didn't realize how many suppressed emotions I had until I stopped and like sat with it. And of course, I used all the beautiful tools from my book. It really helped me to write my book. So that's the other part of that lesson, right? Like, pain is a portal to your joy, to receiving love from the angels. Like, I took that pain and now I'm turning it into helping other people. And that's the gift.
Which is amazing. It's so fabulous. But I want to go back to people who have pain, but people who choose to numb their pain through substance, through addiction. I know this is a different direction, but because I think it's important, I feel I'm being guided to say this is really important for people who, have to have their 4 drinks in the evening, or have to get high, or try or with, more than marijuana, but get high with other things that really could endanger them, if not kill them. And how working with the angels, like putting your substance aside and working through it, because this is a form of pain. They're working with them and stepping into what your book offers in terms of the practices, how that could help them face what's going on, because most of it's emotional, PTSD, whatever it might be, and then move forward into their life more joyfully, fully, feeling satisfied instead of resentful or empty.
I love that. I love that you brought this up, Marla, and I completely agree. One thing I'm hearing is a couple things, 4 minutes till break. So the angels, remember, they love you unconditionally, exactly as you are right now. You don't need to change or be different, right? For them to love you as you are. And, right, they always have a next level of healing, a next level of awareness, a next level of awakening for you. And that numbing, it's interesting that you bring this up, because it's kind of like a trigger for me, is a lot of people relate relaxation and drinking.
Yes.
Have a drink, go relax, right? And it's so interesting because in my book, what I talk about is relaxation is not escape, right? Mm-hmm. Conscious relaxation is loving your body, right? It's nourishing your body. Yes. Right? Because we have physical relaxation, which is your physical body, right. Relaxing your muscles from your bones. We have emotional relaxation, which is that there's room for all of you. There's room for the addict. There's room for the traumatized part. There's room for the pain, right? And it totally shifts it and allows your soul to come into your body, to lead, to empower your heart, to empower your throat, right? And then we have mental relaxation, which I think is the hardest, right? Slowing down the monkey mind, right? Dipping your thinking mind into the sacred waters of your heart and letting your heart lead. And creating space. Here's what mental relaxation does. It creates space for your intuition, space between your thoughts, for your intuition, for creativity, for divine solutions, for miracles, right? And we do that through the breath. And then there's spiritual relaxation, which I've done several Facebook Lives about, because I find it, and even an Earth Angel Prayer Circle, which is a free offering that I do, that's so awesome. Spiritual relaxation, it can be challenging, is surrendering, right? It's surrendering control, surrendering your pain, surrendering into the arms of the angels, and trusting that you are held. So these levels of relaxation are so much more powerful than any substance can give you. Of course, at the same time, the angels have so much compassion for what each individual is going through on their journey of awakening, on their journey of peace. But the relaxation I talk about in my book, it's such a way of accessing the angels' love. It's such a way of, remember, stepping into that angelic vibration.
Yes.
And it's free. I mean, honestly, relaxing, right? I mean, you need to learn how to do it, but once you do, it's free. And that's the other thing I love about it, right? The freedom of relaxation that provides that compassion, that healing, that love of your angels.
So true. And then it also shows your soul that you're honoring yourself on all levels.
That's why it's relax and cherish your body, right? Your body is
your temple.
Your body is the temple. Your body is the divination tool. Your body is the truth teller.
So true. So we're going to end on that. We're going to go take a quick break. We'll be right back with angel professional Jill Kempner. Check out Jill's website at Jill Kempner, KEMPNER, healing, HEALING.com. We'll be right back.
Awesome. Yeah.
Thanks, Matt.
And thank you so much, Marla, for bringing that up about the substance abuse and, and how important it is to bring in that shift, right? That shift from thinking that, that the higher awareness of what relaxation can provide.
And it's, again, that's magic unto itself. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry about the visual change. I was freezing. I was like, oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can't be cold.
Well, now I won't be. Now I'll go the other way and I'll say, okay, I'm a woman of a certain age. It's getting warm in here. It's the roller coaster of female life. Men have their own version.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. They don't think so. Everybody thinks like, my wife, my girlfriend, that woman, it's that time, whether it's the monthly or that period in a woman's life where things start changing. And it's like, oh, hell, you do it too. I don't want to know about this.
I know. I absolutely.
And that's great for men. I love that there's always so much focus on women and women helping women. But I always say in the back of my mind, it's like, but the men need this too. Men are no different other than their physiology, their physicality.
Oh, absolutely. I just saw a beautiful Facebook post. I've seen it twice with men helping each other cry, helping each other emote, holding hands over hearts, men getting together and emoting essentially, and how important our emotions are. When we honor our emotions, we are more intuitive, and it's really the foundation of our intuition, is to be able to honor our feelings and honor our emotions. And this is for everybody, right? And I work with, I work with men and women. I work with anyone who, I like to focus my work with earth angels, but anyone who's experiencing pain, who's looking for natural pain relief. That's really what this is, right? It's a process. It's a practice.
It's an organic, it's organic. Matt, yes, are you here?
Yep. We are coming back if you're ready.
Perfect. Ready. Thank you.
You are listening to Guided Spirit Conversations. To reach Marla Goldberg or her guest today, you're invited to call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. If you'd rather send an email, the address is guidedspiritconversations@gmail.com. Now, back to this week's program.
Oh, hello, everyone. How are you doing? Thank you for sticking around. If you're just tuning in, we're with angel professional Jill Kempner. And Jill we're talking about her new debut book, which is coming out this November, which you can find it when it comes out on her website, JillKempnerHealing.com. So check out Jill, what she does, how angel professionals work, and then you'll see when her new book launches. So you won't miss a thing. Welcome back, Jill.
Hi, thank you so much. So glad to be here.
My pleasure. Well, it's charity shout out time. Your charity is Metro Family. What is Metro Family?
Yeah, so, I really wanted a charity that helped with mental illness and mental health. And I actually reached out to someone who I know is really involved in the community and asked her. So it's a recommendation from a dear friend who I really trust. And they do so much to help the community, especially around mental health services. And mental health is really important to me. It's mental illness runs in my family, and and I know so many people who go through that, and it's so painful. And I just really think it's important to support charities and support people who are really taking an active role in making a difference with people who are experiencing mental illness. And we really need more programs. Yes. We need more support. We need more counselors and better counselors. And of course, everything with COVID has made things so much more difficult for people with mental illness. My brother suffers.
Like it's on steroids.
Yeah, exactly. My brother suffers from bipolar and a traumatic brain injury. And, he's been isolated. It's like even his normal friends weren't coming around, his usual friends, because of COVID and all that stuff. So it's just so important to support those organizations that are really making a difference. And I went on the Metro family website, and I was impressed with how, like I said, it was a newer charity to me, and I wanted to do a different charity than last time. but it was like, I want something with mental health and mental health support. And this was the charity that I was guided to from a dear friend. And she said they're phenomenal, top notch, support. So, giving to that organization, it's nice to know about the kind of more boots on the ground organizations.
I agree. And check them out at Metro Family. I'm sorry, it was in my brain. It wouldn't come out my mouth. .com, metrofamily.com. See how you can help, whether it's through donation or volunteering or
yes,
whatever services that they might need. So check them out. Thank you, Jill. I appreciate that. So we have a few minutes left.
Okay.
Is there something that you'd like to talk about that I haven't asked you about?
What do the angels want to say? My book is just this culmination of 20 years of my field work with massage and yoga and energy work, as well as my devotion to being an earth angel. And, which really means I'm devoted to being a channel of love, that I'm devoted to embodying
service, to being of service.
And it's interesting because I'm wearing Chara White, and Chara White is the crystal I got today, Path of Service. And so, I'm really here to serve those sensitive souls who are ready to embody the benevolence of the divine and really are devoted to healing their bodies and any pain with angel love, right? That there are so many ways to heal pain. I mean, oh my gosh, there's so many healers and medicine women and the whole medical community has a whole perspective on pain, right? I know a lot about it now. And
excuse me.
Yeah. And really those who are devoted to and committed to cherishing their body, to loving their body, to tending to that pain rather than suppressing it, numbing it, denying it, killing it, or even getting rid of it. That's a term, that even I had to really start to shift with my clients and shift with my students is we're not getting rid of it, right? Energy can never be created or destroyed, only transformed, right? So we're taking that pain, that shame, that hurt, that fear, that anxiety, that trauma, right? The PTSD. And we're letting the angels' love flow in. We're receiving the angels' love through those practices in my book, right? Through renewing your devotion, through relaxing and cherishing your body, through releasing and leading with your heart, and then receiving and trusting your intuition. Your intuition is such a huge part of how we're receiving love from the angels, right? They're speaking to you through your intuition, through your breath, through your body, through your energy body. And, your energy body is this, amazing, protective, supportive way of receiving love from your angels. So, I'm just excited to continue to share this medicine and really see my book as medicine.
That's beautiful. I have a quick question.
Sure.
For people who don't know how to access their angels, could you please explain to them how easy it could be to access your angels?
Yeah, it's funny because, there is a fear, right? There's a fear of connecting with your angels. My teacher talks about this. It's like a fear of being seen, right? There's a fear of being judged. There's a fear of being, that you're not good enough. And I think that's the stumbling block for so many people, and that's why I talk about pain as a portal, because your pain, whether that's physical or emotional pain, is actually, it doesn't make you unworthy. It makes you more worthy.
Yes.
And so I think that there's these underlying fears that block people from accessing their angels, right? And that fear of just feeling unworthy, not good enough. And or the fear of falling short or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But to know that you can access your angels' love through your breath, And here's the other thing I wanted to share, which feels really important. If you're brand new to angels, if you've never connected with angels before, and you're having pain and you want to connect with them, you just place your hands over your heart, either one or both hands, or just your attention there. And you say this affirmation, you say this beautiful, sentence: I am devoted to receiving love from my angels. And then you just take a deep breath in and welcome that love. And it's that simple. Of course, it can go deeper, right? We need to learn the lesson of the pain, right? And then you can even ask, like, how is it that I'm learning the lesson from this pain? What is the lesson of this pain? And to be so gentle with yourself, right? To release judgment and self-berating and worry about the answer, because it's always going to be for your highest good and highest healing. It's always going to make you feel good, right? When you connect with the angels, they're going to make you feel good, relieved, comforted, calm, secure, safe, peaceful. That's why I love working with them.
They're wonderful. Let's talk about skeptics.
Okay.
Let's talk, because we know there are skeptics out there and they're like, oh, I don't believe that. Show me. So how can they ask for a sign from an angel to remove the skepticism?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody, I'm glad that you mentioned this. I think it's important because we all have a skeptic part. I mean, I know that I talked about that in one interview or another. I mean, we all have a part that's skeptical. And to be honest, I was. I mean, even in 2015, when I tore my knee, I was like, had all this, intense energy come up and doubted, right? Where were the angels and why did this happen? And, all of that. And the first thing the angels are saying is, of course, to have compassion for those people, right? They're not those people, because we all have that part. To have compassion for that part of us that may be skeptical or not trusting. There's a wound there, right? Of not trusting the divine has your back, not trusting the benevolence of the universe, not trusting the divine. So it's really about that. And I want to say this, if you come up against a skeptic, it's not about, you don't have to prove, you just have to, if you're embodying the love of the angels, right? As an earth angel, if you're sharing and shining your love in your light, you don't have to kind of change anybody's mind. And what you said about the signs, which I love, absolutely. Like, you can say, okay, like, here's what the angels are saying: honor the other person's resistance, honor the other person's skeptical part. It's okay, right? It's okay if they have skepticism. And if you're wanting to share with them, absolutely, they can ask for an angel sign and say, hey, why don't you ask your angels for a sign today? And you choose the sign, right? A feather, a penny, a rainbow, a angel-shaped cloud, whatever, right? A cardinal. Whatever or for me, it's numbers. I
hate to interrupt you, but we are coming to a close. Jill, this has been so fascinating. I have loved this conversation. So fun, so informative. Thank you. So everybody out there, please check out Jill's website, jillkempnerhealing.com. And then keep checking the website for her book too, called Receiving Your Angels: 4 Practices to Heal Your Pain with Angel Love. So thank you again, Jill. I want to thank everyone at Voice America for getting this show up and running and on the air and making us sound so good. I want to thank Bridget, my assistant, my right arm, my left arm, all you do for me and for getting me out there. So thank you. I want to thank you, the listening audience, for taking the time out of your day, out of your life, to be a part of this show. I created it with you in mind because I really wanted to bring you the most amazing healers, metaphysicians, psychic mediums, spiritual leaders from across the globe. And I think I'm accomplishing that. Please let me know. If you're missing this show live, check out my YouTube page, Guided Spirit Conversations, for all my archived episodes, and check out my website at MarlaGoldberg with 2Rs.com to see how I can work with you. Stay tuned. The next show coming up is Rebecca Hall Greiter, Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. So stay tuned for that show. And as I leave you, as always, I send you love, I send you blessings, and I send you gratitude. So grateful that you're in my life in whatever capacity you're in it. And if you haven't heard these words yet, you're going to hear them now. I love you. So stay well. We'll see you next week. Take care and have a great day.